the Witch of Jasmine, and welcome back to my channel. Oh, how are we doing? Oh my gosh, I am so cold, so hopefully I won't be shivering too much. But today I have a reading for Gemini moons. Let's dive in. How are you guys doing? There we go. Oh, if you hear some little footsteps, that's my kitty, Sunny. He's hanging out with us today. Oh, whoa. Okay. Alright, as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths to ground yourself on this lovely little spring day, or at least where I am, it's a spring day. That's funny. These two cards came out really quickly, and so did these ones. Cool. Let's get one more. Oh, there we go. Are you saying hi, Sunny? Alright, Gemini moons, let's dive in. So, for our oracle card, we've got... what does that say? Regeneration. Well, that's nice. Alright. Two of Swords reversed. Three of Swords reversed. King of Cups. The Hierophant reversed. Eight of Cups reversed. And Nine of Swords. Okay, that's my cat. Give me 1 second. Okay, so starting off, I do want to acknowledge that this right now we are in eclipse season, and also Mercury retrograde. So these couple of weeks I'm anticipating that these readings are going to be very all over the place, and I can say, at least for me, life's been chaotic. So I definitely see that coming through here for you. Just a reminder that I don't really like talking too much about astrology because I'm not super informed about it, but just throwing it out there. The next couple weeks are energetically pretty chaotic. So if you're going through a chaotic time, that's probably going to be calming down sometime soon. But anyway, again, I'm a tarot reader, not astrology. So I see we've got a lot of Swords energy coming through. Swords is very quick energy. Swords is corresponds with the air element, which is all about that swiftness, but also intelligence, communication, things like that. We have this Two of Swords. When we have Two of Swords, that's about some kind of decision that you need to make. But having it reversed is kind of like a difficult decision to make about something, because it kind of has the energy of like picking between two bad things, kind of trying to find the lesser of two evils, right? Kind of feels like no matter what you do in this situation, it's probably just not going to end well, but you gotta do something, right? But having the Hierophant below that, the Hierophant is all about tradition, doing things in the traditional way, going down the beaten path. So when it's reversed, it's the opposite of that, right? It's kind of the feeling of like feeling restricted by that, you know? That might be, I mean, I don't know exactly what this decision is for you or situation that you're in is, because obviously this is a general reading, but having that Hierophant reverse, that kind of is suggesting that it might be beneficial to take the unconventional route, or at least trying to find something, some kind of new approach or a new perspective to look at this situation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can get much more specific on that. I think that's all I really got there. But we do have this Three of Swords reversed. Now, I do want to say real quick, I kind of can't help myself. I gotta say this. These are two of my favorite things to see. Both of these cards are two of my favorite cards to see in readings. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I love seeing Three of Swords because, well, okay, Three of Swords itself is, it's about heartbreak, really. It's honestly exactly what the picture looks like. It's feeling like you're getting stabbed in the heart 3 times, right? However, we have that reversed, which is good. That means there's some kind of heartbreak or some kind of really heartbreaking thing that happened that this reading is showing that you're kind of growing from that, you're healing from that, maybe not completely at this point, but that's a good sign that things are moving in the right direction, that you're becoming healed from that. So that's nice. Below that, we've got the Eight of Cups reversed, which is about, you know, having a hard time from moving on from whatever that difficult thing was. Because Eight of Cups is about moving on from something. So when we have it reversed, it's like, for example, if maybe somebody broke up with you, right? You're in a relationship with somebody, they break up with you, and you're just kind of like unable to really understand it, you know? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, you're having a hard time accepting it, right? It's like, oh, well, no, but my partner is confused. My partner must not be thinking clearly because there's no way that they're actually breaking up with me. This doesn't make any sense. I'm sure he'll come around in a couple weeks, you know? That kind of thinking where you're kind of just not accepting it, but it's mostly because you're just confused or maybe blindsided or something like that. Because we have that below the Three of Swords, which is kind of saying the opposite of that, I think this reading is just kind of acknowledging that maybe at one point it was difficult for you to really like let go of that, but you're doing a good job of it, of healing. Or maybe that it means there's just still some parts of you that feel that way, at least on the outside. Because our shadow card, that represents our inner world, right? At least on the outside, you are taking some steps to heal yourself, right? To get over this situation, to move on from it. So that's good. That makes me happy. And then over here, we have King of Cups, which, like I said, one of my favorite cards. Because King of Cups, his energy, I always say this, it's like if I could pick a dad, I would want it to be King of Cups. So Cups is associated with the water element, which is all about your emotions, your feelings, right? So King of Cups is somebody who is able to control his emotions very well. You know, acknowledging them, feeling his feelings, but also not letting them get the best of him, right? Still maintaining that balance of like logical reasoning, critical thinking, but also being fair to himself and his emotions, or, with other people, right? Being fair to their emotions. So, love that. But below that we have Nine of Swords. It's essentially anxiety. It's the card of anxiety. Or kind of, to be a little more specific, kind of like a hopelessness. Just kind of feeling like you're trapped by your negative thoughts. I mean, you're feeling all of this like anxiety, but the one good thing about Nine of Swords is that it usually implies that whatever it is that you're worried about, it's probably not as bad as you were thinking. Like, it kind of symbolizes that you're overanalyzing things, right? That like you're worrying too much about things, right? I mean, of course, when we have anxiety or worry or fear or whatever, those thoughts and feelings are very valid. We have them for a reason, right? But it's about finding that balance of saying like, hey, I'm really worried about this thing, right? I'm really worried about this job interview. I really need it to go well. So maybe that's a sign that I should take some steps to like practice for it, right? Like make sure my resume looks as good as it can, and do find some practice questions online and practice answering questions so that it'll go well, and pick out what I'm going to wear so I look professional. Like, do all those steps. But also at some point, I also need to like be able to go to sleep and stop worrying, right? You find that balance of like letting those fears and anxieties and whatever serve you, right? And acknowledging them, but not too much, right? Because then, if you're too nervous, it might show through in that interview. And you know what I mean? I don't mean to over-explain this. It's just, I'm just trying to get my point across. I think it's interesting having both of these little sections kind of feeling the same way, right? Of these good things happening, or this good energy being present, in these cards, but in the shadow cards, there being a lot more problems. So, I mean, maybe you're just in that kind of space right now where things on the outside are looking pretty good, but on the inside, you're not feeling that great. But it doesn't necessarily feel like in a facade kind of way. Or at least to me, it doesn't look like that. It kind of just seems more like these things that you're worrying about are mostly coming from internal factors, not necessarily external. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm having a hard time explaining this, and I'm blaming it on Mercury retrograde, but hopefully that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know we have this situation going on here, which is rough a bit, but I also feel like, I kind of mean it more so in like things aren't as bad as they appear. Things aren't as bad as you feel like they are kind of way. And I don't want to, I get nervous when I say stuff like that because I don't mean it in like a invalidating how you feel kind of way. I just mean that in like it's fine kind of way, It's not like you're okay, I mean, obviously we have this Oracle card, right? And this Oracle card, in all of my readings, the Oracle card is the overall theme or the overall vibe of the reading. And we have regeneration, which is such a nice card to see, right? It's kind of about coming out of, it's about rebirth, right? A new cycle, starting new, starting fresh, right? Spring. So I think in the context of this reading, there's some maybe ugly stuff that you're feeling on the inside and you've been working on to get rid of that, to feel better, to calm the anxiety, to calm the confusion, to move on from whatever happened. And you're doing a good job of that. You are taking active steps for that. But I think it's just kind of acknowledging that there's still these parts of you that are not where you might want them to be. And that's okay, because it's a process, right? We don't do this overnight. If it was that easy to just like move on from heartbreak or move on from a loss or some kind of terrible thing, the world would not be this painful, you know? We would have all figured that out by now, that easy method. But it's not, there is no easy method. So I don't know. I don't want this to come across as negative, because I don't really see a lot of negativity in this. It just kind of feels more, yeah, you're just going through the process and you're moving in the right direction. And honestly, I think that's kind of all we can ask for, you know, at the end of the day. So, okay. Oh, my Gemini moons. I'm gonna stop there. I hope I explained this all well enough. It's just, you know, it's just one of those times when I'm doing my best, I promise. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you have any questions, please let me know. Please reach out to me and I will explain myself. As always, with all my videos, you can always reach out to me and ask questions. You can leave a comment, or if you want to talk to me in private, send me a message. That's totally cool. I'm going to stop talking. So I hope you connected with this, and I hope it helps you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!